I am Iron Man. You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
Iron Man, yay! I do too. He's hot as hell too now that he doesn't do drugs anymore. You know, the 90s were not good to him.
Remember when he was on Ally McBeal for a short run?
I never watched Ally McBeal.
I didn't watch a whole lot. I remember watching an episode or two here and there.
I don't remember this. Have I never seen this movie all the way through?
Probably not.
Yeah, well, you know me.
Give me your track record.
Right.
Try to get her to watch Cat Williams.
I fell asleep in
American Hustle.
Cat Williams is kind of one of those, hey, I have a hard time with it.
Makes me laugh.
I like how he makes fun of how short he is.
Yeah.
On his own. And his suits always make him look even tinier.
Yeah.
He makes me happy. He just does.
He has his moments, but I don't know. Is that a phone?
Yeah.
Oh, he is a billionaire, I forget.
That was one of the state-of-the-art Verizon phones at the time.
Awesome. How old is this movie?
April 30th, 2008 was the release date on this one.
You have notes.
Yeah, I have notes. This is a prepared project.
Right. I forget who I'm talking to sometimes.
Nerd, remember? Jesus.
It's no wonder you and Hunter get along so well.
When he sits there and talks, I'm uh-huhing, but I'm also going, I know that. I literally do know that. I love how you just shave his face and do a little bit of touch-ups on the airbrushing, and he's like 10 years younger.
Right, but he looks better with the beard and mustache, I think.
It fits him.
It really does. It really does. Not just Tony Stark,
but him in general, yeah.
Did you ever watch the Iron Man cartoon that was on for a while?
The one in the 90s?
No, because Hunter watched it, so it wasn't too long ago.
Oh, was that 3D animated one?
No.
So I don't remember.
There was one that Hunter watched. It was a while ago, because...
There was one on Disney, I think it was. It was an Avengers cartoon that had Iron Man in it, and that's one.
No, this was full-on Iron Man.
Okay, yeah.
I'll have to look. He has DVDs, I'll have to...
I'm sure.
Okay, so do you like that road better than the little scrawny
that's a good question actually, because yeah, Terrence Howard versus Don Cheadle, and I actually like Don Cheadle better.
Wait, I don't know.
That's the other guy. This is Terrence Howard.
I just think he's cuter, because I like his eyes.
I think his portrayal is a little subdued.
Yeah.
Whereas Don Cheadle actually brings a little bit more life to it. He brings a little bit more character to it.
Right, but
like I don't mind Terrence Howard. I think he does just fine. But it's one of those.
I just think he's cuter.
Oh yeah. Well, no, he's not. He's definitely not bad looking.
Right, but like.
Yeah, versus Don Cheadle, who's okay, yeah.
Looks like somebody sucked all the hair out of his body. Like.
Yeah, just kind of shriveled him up a little bit. He's got that face that just looks shrunken head thing going on.
Well, like when I watched the second one the first time, I was like, are they gonna show up with the real roads? Like, I'm like, where's?
Well, no, because actually in the second movie,
I got a spot.
Yeah, buddy.
Because actually the very first line Don Cheadle has as Rhodey is, "It's me, I'm here, let's go."
Deal with it.
Deal with it. That's basically him looking at the audience going, I'm a different actor, playing the same character, let's move on.
Well, and that's why I thought that they were going to bring this guy out later, like, surprise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not the same guy.
Right.
No, actually, behind the scenes what happened is he wanted to get more money for the second film, just as Robert Downey Jr. was getting, but they didn't think he was doing as good a job. So Marvel says, we're going to pay him more, but Terrence Howard, if you want more money, bye.
Nobody gets paid as much as Iron Man. Come on now.
No, he is.
But he's also not the star.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing is we can replace you anytime.
You're not withdrawing the
But in the
crowd.
second one, I mean, Iron Patriot War Machine had a bigger part. So I can understand him wanting.
He did, but he didn't.
But did we want to be paid as much as Iron Man? Like,
keep in mind, it's not Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. made this film. The other characters did a really good job. But I
That's
mean,
true.
if there was another guy who was playing it, it would have been different.
It wouldn't have
Cody,
been as good.
they easily replaced him, and
Right.
nobody cared.
Nobody cared. Yeah,
It's
no,
like the
you
fall
guys
from
are
that
right.
was so minimal.
I mean,
It's the same thing with Edward Norton being replaced with Mark Ruffalo as
I
a
hate
Hulk.
I
That
didn't
was a
like Norton.
totally different
I
person.
love Ruffalo.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
no.
next week's movie, of course.
No, I know, because
Ruffalo's memorable.
Ruffalo is memorable. I like him as an actor. He's I think he does a much better
well, he
job.
just played a better Hulk too.
I think so.
Well, he wasn't all woe is me, and I hate woe is me.
My old man had a philosophy of peace means having a bigger stick than the other guy.
When we talk about Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man, the thing is
These Nazis worked on the Manhattan Project.
Iron Man as a movie was in production since 1990.
Wow.
Like, I think Potts could be replaced.
I think she could too.
Apple, what's her name? Apple does a pretty good job.
Apple?
What's the hell's her name?
Oh, the girl who plays Pepper Potts. Fucking Gwyneth
Oh.
Paltrow.
I think she
Oh,
does a good
Apple's
job.
her daughter.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why you're- okay.
I think Gwyneth
Like, where'd she
Paltrow
get
does
Apple
a good
from?
job, but she
How
could
many is
easily
her
be
child?
replaced.
Right.
But I think Robert Downey Jr., if he's replaced, it would change.
It would
the
not
role.
be. Yeah,
I
no.
don't think they should do that.
But
So-
I think it wouldn't change the role if they do replace a lot of these other characters.
Right. It doesn't hurt anything.
It's like
Well,
who's the guy with the eye patch?
Nick Fury,
Nick Fury, who plays him?
Samuel Jackson.
Oh yeah,
If
no.
he
you
gets
could not.
replaced, totally
That's
different
That's
character.
gonna
No,
hurt.
yeah, that would not be.
They'll just go with David Hasselhoff and just go, he's here, he's white, get used to it.
And David Hasselhoff isn't exactly the greatest.
He's played him before though.
Has he really?
Yeah.
In
the
a
90s?
made for
Oh.
TV movie in the 90s, yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
So in 1990, Marvel sold the rights to a bunch of their franchises to a bunch of different movie studios because they were hurting financially.
Right.
Iron Man was picked up by Universal Studios in 1990, and they had plans to do a low-budget version. I'm not really sure
Right.
what that means. In '96, Fox picked up the rights to it, and they were considering Nicolas Cage to play
Oh.
Thank
Tony
God
Stark.
That did not happen.
later.
What year was that?
That was in '96.
That's when Nicolas Cage was a big thing, though. Remember?
Right, he
Yeah,
was. He
I
was.
think that was right around the time The Rock came out,
Mm-hmm.
so it was a
Ugh.
big thing for him.
Nicolas Cage is an awful actor,
He is,
though.
but I still love that movie because it's ridiculous. That was the point of the movie.
Later on, they considered Tom Cruise. Oh,
Even
yeah.
worse.
He's eccentric, but I don't think
Well,
he's Stark
he'd be
eccentric.
too busy running from his gayness.
Never gonna catch me gay thoughts.
I love those.
And then Quentin Tarantino is also considered as a director
I'm not a
by Fox.
Tarantino fan.
No, well, I love Tarantino, but that's not his area. Like, it's just not. I love him. I mean, I almost named Hunter Quentin. I have a problem, but not his area.
True.
And then he'd have to have a role in it. Where would we put his big ass forehead? You seen that
The
thing?
same
No, I
thing
know.
with,
He'd probably play Happy like
I was like, yeah, Favreau plays Happy and he has a big mouth forehead.
There you go.
He's just a big guy in general. He's lost a lot of weight though. He's slimmed down. Him and Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro lost weight.
Yeah, if you saw
He was a big guy.
I don't think I've ever seen Del Toro.
Oh no, not Guillermo.
He was a big guy.
Is he?
Peter Jackson. Sorry, I'm thinking Peter
He was
Jackson.
also a very big guy.
Yeah. If you see it, if you see Peter Jackson's cameo in the very first Lord of the Rings movie, he's a big guy. His newest, when
Who
he
does he
did,
play in Lord of the Rings? Is he
That's
the?
what a background
there's a
character.
quick,
Oh,
there's a
okay.
quick camera shot of
In
around
the prancing pony, that whole
that fur in the very first town they stop
that
in.
town, yeah,
There's a quick
Like
shot of him eating a
Stephen
carrot.
King always does a.
yeah.
Yeah, quick walk on kind of thing.
And that's Quentin Tarantino too. He doesn't always, but every once in a while you'll find him. You're like, hey, there he is.
Shyamalan, and
Right.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
so
that's a
many.
good thing.
Yeah.
Even Lee or whatever.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan's always the one Indian dude in the movie.
And he's the random dark guy.
That guy's not white.
Where are my white people at? Damn your Shyamalan.
No. I hate the endings of his movies.
Oh, I
Like,
love Shyamalan.
I like him, but the endings are always.
The Village had
The
so much
Village.
potential.
I wanted to punch my TV when that movie
The
ended.
movie was awesome.
Did you see the
Oh, I
happening?
liked the movie. I didn't
Yeah.
like the
That
ending.
wasn't that very good. The happening was
I
I
haven't
just started
seen that one.
dropping off the top of the building. I just couldn't stop laughing in the theater.
That-
I just
that really
laughing
was
my
one of those,
ass
yeah.
off.
I really like Lady in the Water.
Lady in
a
the
lot
Water
of
is
people
one of the few
didn't.
that
I want to
actually.
see that. I haven't
A
seen
lot
that
of
one.
people didn't like
We
it, but
had
it's a
that
fairy
before.
tale, and it's set with real people, and that's the reason it's weird.
The twist ending on that one is actually not as bad as like the other twist endings where
It
it's
makes
like,
sense.
where it invalidates everything else.
The Village pissed me
I
off.
love The Village. footage.
I like the movie itself. It was the ending.
I'm only mad the trailers portrayed it as something completely
Yeah, the
different.
trailers-
Oh, I don't remember the trailers.
It looked like it was going to be a horror movie. Like
Right.
it's a
Oh, and it really
It
wasn't.
Not
No.
even close.
It was a mystery more than anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I want my own personal jet.
Seriously.
That'd be great. With my own personal stewardess.
Stewardesses.
Stewardesses. Except where I'd want hot stewards. Although typically,
As long
they
as
tend to be gay.
hey there.
Well, with the private jet, you can ask them.
This is true.
As long as your
That's what
private
I
jet
want,
comes
my
with
own
your
damn
own
plane. Oh, stripper pole, yeah.
Has to.
And you don't tell Tony Stark no.
I mean, you'd be looking for another job essentially after that. It's either this job or another job. So
And this one probably pays a lot more. Whether you have to take your top off or not.
I don't care if you're proud or not when you're
Well, they
done.
have
Right?
they have high priced hookers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was going to be a hooker.
They're
It would
called
be
escorts.
escort, yes.
Sorry.
Not a hooker.
Hmm.
Right, right.
Not a whore, you're an escort. Oh, that's just wrong. Isn't it?
I want to be a professional cuddler.
That's
There are people that
Okay.
get paid just to cuddle with somebody else.
I know, it's so weird.
Well, it is, but I don't know.
Yeah, with a stranger? Yeah, no.
Well, no, but talk about an easy ass way to
Stranger
make
would be
money.
easier than someone you know.
Well, I mean, if it's someone you love.
Right, you couldn't
Yeah,
pay
but
me
you're
enough
not-
to cuddle Richard.
I can cuddle Richard,
Sorry,
but
I
I'm
love
not
you,
gonna
but
cuddle you
I
guys.
know.
I cuddle with you. Just
Well,
not
okay,
Richard.
fair enough. But I just mean, it'd be less
No
awkward.
love!
It'd be weird. I wouldn't cuddle with my brother. Like,
Well, no, that's true.
one thing of my brother would just
But
fart and stink me out.
because if it was a stranger and you were getting paid, I mean, cuddling's not that bad.
Right, that's just that is not
Stranger, you-
sex. Like,
Yeah.
and if you let them cuddle you, then you don't even really have to do anything.
And this just took an amazing turn for everybody to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is gonna make an amazing podcast. I'll tell you that.
Seriously. telling you, we're
I've
hilarious.
never even watching the movie.
Wait it out. Wait it out.
We're waiting to get to a good part.
Something happens
Yeah,
and we're like, oh wait.
2008 technology right there.
Man.
Although those phones didn't actually have video functionality.
Sign of the times.
I really like Yusuf's character.
It's a shame you just get a small part here and then they cameo in the third film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they did a cameo that made sense.
Yeah, at least
So
type
this-
back a little bit.
Yeah, because of this intro, because of this part right here, it made sense why they brought him back. I thought that was really good little play.
Yeah. What?
We
So
are,
I'm not missing subtitles.
we are stereotypes.
I downloaded the movie and I was like, I'm missing subtitles. I have no idea what they're saying, but
Nope. Yeah, there's no subtitle in that other than speaking
that's good.
whatever.
Whatever it is they're speaking.
Well, because they want you to feel like Tony has no idea what's going on.
Right.
Because
Right.
that's why I didn't care. I'm like, I feel like Iron Man right now.
Exactly.
أنا
Did you say about my mother?
No, you watch your mouth. Oh, he's translated from.
He wants to renew that show Jericho. It was canceled too soon.
He'd like to make you tea with 2 cubes of sugar.
What if I don't like sugar?
Right. He doesn't care, he's a terrorist.
I'm
Oh my
diabetic.
God. Oh, this is gonna be a short video.
Oh, it's almost waterboarding.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the same idea.
It's waterboarding. It's upside down waterboarding.
Yeah.
Right, there you go, that's true. No, what do they want from him? Missiles? That's what I heard.
Yeah. They
Okay.
wanted to build the missile. He just
Oh, because he's Tony Stark,
They
right.
want the giant rabbit that he had in Iron Man 2. Or 3.
Three.
Yeah.
I want a giant rabbit too.
The timeline doesn't work out with that at all.
It's huge.
Not at all.
You haven't seen the third one, have you?
I haven't seen the second or third one.
Oh, well then you've got to make sure you're coming every week. Or at least as many weekends as you can. So
Right.
Catch up on some of these.
I have a bunch of movies on my computer. She just can't come in
Typically,
and
I
watch
don't.
them.
Well, we already had the conversation about how uncomfortable your bed is. And how I don't sit still long enough. Like,
You can't just move the computer to the other room.
if she can.
It doesn't work on her computer.
Or
on
her
TV.
computer just
My
sucks.
computer is terrible. It needs to be.
Gosh.
Just gonna
Is
focus
it running
on
on Win 95?
No.
DOS 3.0.
Probably should run on Windows 95. No, it's from 2009. It's a compact too. So.
I was like, my
Commodore
laptop
64.
is. What?
Commodore 64?
It's compact.
Commodore 64?
No.
I was like, I
I have
think
more
mine's
experience than that.
2009, that's old for
I
a
think mine's
computer.
mine.
The one we have up there?
Yeah, when did we get the Toshiba?
Well, your laptop?
Yeah.
Your laptop is from 2011.
No.
Well,
Not
that's
that
still
good.
pretty good for a computer, though.
2015, honey.
Oh,
We've had
okay.
it for 4 years. Jesus. The desktop is actually from 2007.
No, he has a very nice
That's because
computer.
that needs some love. You have to fix it and you told me you wouldn't have. Couples fighting on television.
Argue about something that matters.
Right? This is the only time I see Tony Stark looking like a hobo.
Oh, he doesn't do guys. Oh, hobo, sorry. I mean, I'm sure he could. He's Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark. He'll do whoever he wants to. And nobody will make fun of him for
Like
it.
in the third one, the guy like completely freaks out in the van. And he's like, "So, got this tattoo." Like,
Have you seen the outtakes of that scene?
no.
That's funny.
That's hilarious because he goes through all these different these different random things. You'd be like, oh, okay.
Is he gonna build them for them?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That or death. Like, I'm gonna take my pick.
That's Iron Man. You haven't seen the movie yet?
I've seen it all the way through.
Oh.
We had this conversation, but
Yeah, no, that's how like, at home. I'm like, "Have you seen this movie?" She's like, "No," and I'm like,
Do you want to watch the movie? Sure. Walk out. I thought we were watching the
"She
movie.
does." I'm like, "I'm gonna duct tape you to the couch."
I have duct tape.
She has duct tape too. We found it in the couch.
It's a monkey with a sword. You idiots. We all have swords. That's kind of what I feel like that scene was.
it's pretty much what it is.
It's a monkey with a gun. You idiot. We all have guns.
That's, yeah. Pretty much.
Yay, Agent Coulson, my favorite character.
For example, Coulson made the character. He should have been
Yeah.
in and out. Even his suit isn't made for him. The suit is a stock suit off the rack because it doesn't even fit him properly.
Right.
So he took this character
Well,
and
he's
made,
short. Nothing probably fits him.
Well, they could have tailored it. They tailored everybody else's suit
That's
to his.
true.
His suit
Well,
is completely not tailored.
Keep in mind, it's a bit part in.
Yes,
they
but
didn't
it-
expect
he
him to become
took it from
popular
a bit
But
character.
did he get his own TV show off of it?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
Yeah.
took it from a bit part and made it fantastic. He made that role.
Yeah.
He doesn't
he
hardly
did.
do anything in this movie. That's the best part. He's very,
Right.
he's
But
very
his-
minimal.
But his
But
big
it's so much.
presence, he actually.
Great Burger King's the first thing he wanted after being kidnapped.
Ugh, nobody wants Burger King.
Sometimes,
Ew.
yeah.
I like that sometimes yum. But even, oh yeah, I love that. No, sometimes
No,
yum.
Yeah.
Like, Nixie's like absolute disgust or ew. Like, get away from me. Why are you in my house?
Burger King.
Meh. Meh.
There's questions that were asked for questions.
Two things that date this movie a little bit: the segue and the reference to MySpace at the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, MySpace.
2008.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that recent.
Oh, wait, it was in MySpace?
I know, right?
Wow.
I think Facebook had to have just been getting launched.
It must have, because I thought MySpace was older than that.
Me
I think it is, but it's one of those.
No, I meant like the end of
I
MySpace
remember,
was
I
older
remember
than that.
Facebook because, yeah, I was still pregnant with Colton, so yeah, like.
I want to say Hunter was 2-ish, because I lived with Nikki when I got a Facebook.
Something like that.
So yeah.
Sounds about right. I was a little late adopting it, but
Oh, I was too. I didn't do anything with it for the longest time.
I always mock all my coworkers. You're on the MySpace now.
See, I had a MySpace for a long time, and then I didn't get a Facebook until Hunter was like 2-ish.
I got a Facebook right away, but like nobody had it. And then I remember YouTube when it first came up, and like they didn't have any songs at first. It's like I wonder if they have this song.
YouTube is now a repository for everything.
Right.
Example.
That's how people get famous anymore.
It's true.
I mean, that's where, what's her
It'll hit
name?
its heyday and it'll dissipate just like Facebook's starting to go out.
Yeah. But nothing's replaced Facebook yet, or is coming.
No,
soon.
they have.
Well, they've tried with Google Plus and other items.
Well,
that
Google
are,
Plus,
Yeah.
I think it is people are trying to imitate Facebook, and people are tired
And like
of
Instagram.
Facebook.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so Instagram
Yeah.
is a really good, a
Twitter.
lot of people go into there, and Twitter where you just like,
Twitter's one of
And
those
then
fun
if you
things.
do want a booty call, there's always Tinder for that.
Yeah. I have a Twitter, but it's one of those I don't really
I
use that
don't-
much. It just doesn't really.
I don't get.
I don't ever use my Twitter.
Like
it's
I have
like texting for everybody at the same
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Everybody wants to care about what I say.
One.
Right.
See, he's just kind of a flat character. It disappoints me.
Yeah, he's kind of boring.
Yeah, he's no unction in his voice.
A
And
lot of people around here real happy because that little stunt at the press conference.
words of boringness. Words of boringness.
I think he does better with more emotional characters. Cause I've seen his work in other films, and he's better
Like
with.
Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I've heard good things about that
was
one.
a really good movie.
But like Downey Jr. has got unction. He's got tone. He changes
He's
his.
acting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, makes it sound like he's having a conversation. The other guy is just like, bleh.
It's one of those. Terrence Howard does a good
Give me money.
hurt person, someone who needs to feel the emotion. But when you're just doing
Yeah,
friendly
but why?
banter
It's
back
like
and
saying
forth, you just-
angry. Angry is easy and sad.
For
easy.
some it is, but the thing, only Terrence Howard is really set up to do the friendly character he needs to be.
Right.
Which is why I like Don Cheadle, because he can do the,
He does
the
that.
quips and the stuff.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. He's been in a ton of shit
His
too.
acting.
Yes, he has. He's a much older.
He is
actor
kind of
than
funny
the
looking
character.
though.
Yeah, almost.
Like we were talking about earlier.
So is it safe to say this is less of a superhero film and more like revenge porn?
Women at the beginning.
Revenge porn?
Yeah. Because think about it. He
Oh,
gets
you did
kidnapped at
say
the beginning.
porn.
Yeah. He gets kidnapped at the beginning of the film. He gets out, and then he comes back and starts wreaking havoc on all the terrorists.
Terrorists.
Terrorists. Not to say it's bad. I mean, who wouldn't want to do this? You're all incompetent. Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what he
Don't
said.
let the children watch that. I mean, they already know it's gonna happen. That's bad enough. Don't let them watch.
Well, that's the worst thing we've seen.
Well, no, not in a living in an area like that, but right? Try to shoot an animated mine.
Maybe it's plastic. Who knows?
Right.
This is true, but I don't think Tony Stark does cheat.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Exactly.
Well, this is true.
They didn't really ID him.
You can turn them off.
That's cool that he can identify. Oh, that was pretty badass right there.
See? Oh, you don't want him to see his father getting shot, but all those other people, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Just good old fashioned.
Stopped him from seeing his father getting shot. Is that, are his nails painted? They look painted.
They look a little bit, yeah.
White.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. Or not. Thought he was gonna make a phone call.
They can collect.
It's all yours.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap, yo.
Hey, remember in one of the Avenger movie when they say you're not the one to make hard choices, make the sacrifice play?
You're the one to cut the wire.
That kind of, he just did that in this particular shot.
Why? Because he sacrificed himself?
He was willing to sacrifice himself.
Only to save his own skin.
No, he'll die, so he was going to die.
Yeah, to save his own skin. He's not talking about... That conversation was in context of, would you do it to save somebody else's life? It was more along the lines of, I would do it to save my own life, and that's about all I care about.
That sounds alright. For him, anyway.
Yeah, and that's where he was at that point.
Until like the third movie when he goes like crazy for Pepper.
Well, I mean, Pepper's really good on a lot of things, so it's really kind of hard not to go crazy for Pepper.
Yeah.
She's alright too.
Pepper doesn't live in there.
So she keeps telling me, but I'm like, back off, woman, you are smothering me. This was the scene that when we watched it in theaters, you're like, I don't know what this all means. And I was squealing like a little schoolgirl.
You were a little school.
Oh, is that what's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, is he gonna ask me to be in the Avengers?
No, it hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Yeah. That's why. I
That's
squealed
the
like
only
a
thing I can think he'd be there for.
little- Yeah. That's why I squealed like a little
Back
girl
in the day
theater.
when we didn't know what was going on.
Right.
I just knew there was this movie and Hulk coming out
That's
at
a
the
good
same time.
movie,
Like,
though.
oh, that's kind of cool.
Have you watched Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Yes.
And the extra was did you?
Yeah.
And I was like, I fell asleep. I was like, me
I think
too.
that comes out next week on
Fantastic.
Blu-ray.
I have it on my phone.
Isn't it a great movie though?
No, it is cute.
I love it. I love that movie.
That was such a good one. Actually, it was very emotional at the beginning.
Oh
The
my
whole
God, Hunter
project.
cried at the end
Not bad. That was a pretty
when
sad film.
he had to let him go. But then he helped him realize it's okay.
He becomes